west, north to the south, let's come together as one. They say united we stand, divided we fall. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. While you forget it, you from Lower County, you from Maryland. While you from Rewa I'm about that way on your crib, I have up on the fine way. Tabila, Kriwako, I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I was raised in the swamp, but I chilled with my gun. Kept it on the low, but we fought for the bone. True son of the soil, I'm a prince in my own. Never gonna lie, me, I love LIB. Even though it's far, when we show we can face it. It's not a prophecy, I know that we can rise again. Holding my hand, I holding your own. United, we stand, divided, we fall. So that's what they say when I come with ball. When I chillin' on that side, and I get no bro. I got L to the O to the V and the E. If we fighting together, we can conquer this team. From the east to the west, then waving the flag from the north to the side. Yeah, that's joining the team. You go where you pella, you love my crown. Who kill it? Who got Jonah?
I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Mama was born, yeah. Papa was born, yeah. They hold us together, the honey boy, yeah. Nabalike na koya bake na papa kubo. Nabalike na koya bake na papa kubo. Nabaliko la koge na papa kubo. Nabaliko la koge na papa kubo. La biro waka kama o. La biro waka ma o. Bangada anwa waka ma o. Anwa waka ma o. Anwa
From the east to the west, north to the south, yeah, let's come together as one. They say united we stand, divided we fall. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. While you forget it, you from Lower County, you from Maryland. While you from Rewa I'm about that way on your crib, I have up on the fine way. Tabila, Kriwako, I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. They play for me and you, together, I want.
From the east to the west, the north to the south, has come together as one people, one Liberia, one nation to develop this country. Tonight is a different night. We're going to be having a very good and splendid conversation tonight. Seriously charged night. As you all may know, campaign has opened tonight. It's District 16's night, and currently we have a group of contestants from District 16 coming up on our platform tonight on the program Open Conversation. The Open Conversation is a current affairs program that comes your way every weekdays from Mondays through Fridays. Let me cross the table now to welcome my professional host. You seem so a little bit tired, but let me say good evening and welcome.
I think you're not so much correct. I'm not tired.
Same.
I am good.
Okay.
And ready to fire from all cylinders. And so, good evening. Welcome to Open Conversation. Like we always say, keep the conversation silver. I like the fact that I was listening to the radio this evening, and I heard Dr. Brookler on the radio talking about lies. You know, that something is eating up the society. And the fact of the matter is, if somebody did something for you and you know exactly that that person did something for you, because you and that person don't see eye to eye politically, you will come on the radio and lie. And even if you're in a community and something happens there, the lawmaker did something, or the government did something, and you don't support the government, and you come on the radio and just tell a blatant lie as if to say other people don't see what is happening there. It just tells us the kind of people we are, and we should, as a people, as a nation, learn how to tell the truth, because as a result of Ananias and Sophia died in the Bible. So we take these things very, common, but it's not common. It's good to tell the truth. Truth telling is very, very important. If people know you to be a truth teller, they depend on you. If you're a liar and you think you can just scheme around, people will only keep you around because they want to use you. And when they get what they want out of you, they keep you on the periphery. They cannot bring you closer to themselves because they know how they got you. That is something we forget every time as a people. And that was a wonderful, time listening to him this evening. And I just thought to bring it up tonight. But again, we will be talking about trending issues, and then we move straight to our guest this evening. No time to waste. Let's go. And I think we should start on the very sad note this evening.
Yes, so exactly. Open Conversation has a trend, and we go straightly into trending issues. And right after trending issues, we talk about the real issues for tonight. And the real issues for tonight is district number 16. Before going into trending issues, we'd like to introduce our guests. Tonight, we'll be talking district 16 politics. And coming on the platform tonight will be Bishop P. Menensa Kanto of the Unity Party. He's representing the Unity Party in district number 16. And coming up also is J. Franklin Wille Saka II, who is also contesting in district number 16. They are going to be telling us what is in stock for the people of district 16 and what they are able to deliver. And we're going to be asking them some of the hardcore questions. So this is it for tonight. District 16 is on the spotlight for tonight, but strictly into trending issues. Like you said, Titi, we going strictly into the side stories. So unfortunately today, Senator Daniel Niten departed this world. The senator of Bapolu County, Senator Daniel Niten, has died. As per information received, Senator Niten is dead, and he is the chairman of the ANC. He has died in India today, this morning. Information reached Liberia, and the Senate has also acknowledged his death to the county. And it's a sad day for Liberia, and most especially Bapolu County.
Yeah, sure. Nothing, saddens anyone more than when they lose a relative or loved one. And we know that we're in political season now, according to the Liberian Senate. Falling Senator Niten had gone to India for his regular routine medical checkups. And today it was announced that he passed away. Hearing from the CPP, they're saying that they don't know. There's a release from the CPP also acknowledging his death, and according to them, they don't know yet the cause of his death, and they have announced that they will not be politicking for. Is it 48 hours or 24 hours? 48 hours.
No, 24 hours. So let's check it out.
Yeah,
I got that release.
Yeah, and so
let me check it out very quickly.
And the flags of that party will be flown at half mast. And so we like to, just say sorry to the Bure family, the members of the Liberian Senate, and, anybody who's closer. We're going to elections. There are people contesting in
48 hours.
Okay, 48 hours announced by the CPP. So they will not be in action for 2 days, mourning the death of their fallen hero. And so it is what it is. But, we die, we live, people give birth, people die. But again, there are other people in Bapolu who are running who are running to unseat Senator Niten. Yeah. He is already gone. So those people, the seat is there now. Who bucket take a free room in Bapolu County. But let's move to something else.
Exactly.
And we're sorry to hear of his passing.
Exactly. So the issue we discussed yesterday, Titi, the INCHR put up a release today about the former Sierra Leone chief of police. The Liberian government, through the court, I think, has reached a position to have to turn over Ali Touré. But today I listened to Councillor Dempster Brown. He was very, very emphatic, and he was clear about his position on the extradition. So he said that Liberia should not extradite, Aliu Touré, and the government has reached a position to extradite. But he quoted certain things, a certain a conventional declaration and all of that, different laws that Liberia. And one thing he said that Liberia and Sierra Leone, they do not have, they have no extradition treaties. They didn't sign any extradition treaties. So the right of Ali Touré should be protected, understanding the fact that the extradition centers around political reasons. So on the basis of that, Ali Touré should not be extradited to Sierra Leone, and he was very, very emphatic on that, and he sounded so strong, TT.
And so you're sounding so strong also because he sounded so strong, right?
I'm just mincing it.
Okay, so the government has reasons why they believe that Touré should be extradited to Sierra Leone.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the Sierra Leonean government issued a release, I think it was almost 2 weeks ago, and they said that people who had planned to overthrow members of the security forces who had planned to overthrow the government of Sierra Leone in a coup, they had those people under their custody, and they were arresting those people. And that Liberia and ECOWAS, this whole region we're talking about, Liberia is a part of ECOWAS, and Liberia cannot encourage people who go and cause disturbances in their country and then come to our country and see it as a safe haven. I don't know what laws Councillor Dempster Brown is quoting, but there is a release from the government also that says that, and I like to read that release because a lot of people are listening. The government of Liberia has taken a decision to remove from its territory the former chief of police of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Mohamed Wa Touré, also known as Sankon Paul Aleme and Yeti. Mr. Touré was apprehended in Monrovia by Liberian security forces at the request of the Sierra Leonean authorities on the allegation of helping plan subversive activities intended to unseat the government of President Julius Madabio. Following preliminary investigations in Liberia and given the assurances of the government of the Republic of Sierra Leone that the rights of the accused will be respected, including his rights to a free, fair, and speedy trial, the Liberian government decided it was appropriate to hand over Mr. Touré to the government of Sierra Leone as requested by the authorities in that country. His handover to the Sierra Leonean government is in keeping with the laws of Liberia and the 1986 Non-Aggression Security Treaty entered into by the governments of Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. Are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening.
The decision is also in line with the 1994 ECOWAS Convention. So Liberia has a reason for turning this man over. I don't know what reason your Councillor Dempster Brown was given.
Is he my candidate?
Yeah, because you said he sounded so strong, but he should be able to give us reasons why. And I'm not going to stay long on it because the government has said that there is a non-aggression security treaty entered into by the governments of Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea.
Yes.
So it tells you that if you are, involved in those kind of activities, you can run from your country to another country, to Liberia or Sierra Leone. If you did something like that in Liberia and run to Sierra Leone and think that you will be, you'd be on a safe haven. Yeah. If you went to Guinea, you will be caught. And it's also in line with the 1994 ECOWAS Convention.
Yeah. Like you said, I think Liberia should be one of those countries that must stand against, people who would try to orchestrate, these kind of political, nonsensical attitudes. People in leadership, people in government, people in these African ECOWAS countries must be able to respect, these different treaties and agreements. So if Mr. Toure, with the communication coming from the Sierra Leonean government that he is the mastermind behind the coup to unseat the government of Madabio, because the last time too we were on this platform and we discussed about Madabio dismissing top government security officials the last time, and we were kind of puzzled. Why did he dismiss these people, not knowing the government of Sierra Leone was kind of carrying out these investigations? So I think this is the point to which it has reached, for which Mr. Toure, it's been linked to whatever he's been linked to. But I think it's also necessary that Liberia do not encourage people who will get involved with these attitudes. If you are found, and we should do the right thing, T.
And the government is doing what is right. So let's move on to something else. I thought to talk about that a little bit because, because what you said.
Dempster Brown. Yes, outrage.
So the justice authorities have prayed for the rate of someone at sorry, you remember the last time we were here on this show, we had Fabi and the lawyers to the former justice minister prayed the court for a change of venue. But today we're told that they have gone back to take that rate from the court, and according to them, they have a right to also file again according to the law. But for now, they have withdrawn that rate, and maybe in the future they're going to do that. And as far as we know, next week the courts are opening, and according to our judicial correspondent, reporter, sorry, not correspondent, that case is on the docket. So even as we go to elections and all of us all over the place, people running campaign, but the courts will be opening, and all ears and eyes will be on that case.
Exactly. So today, the Joint Security had a meeting with almost all of the presidential candidates. And Councillor Frank Musa-Dean assured that all presidential candidates will be escorted with 4 armed police officers, to ensure that law order is been abscribed in these elections. In order to make sure that these elections are non-violent, and people who are thinking about attacking political actors, most especially, these presidential aspirants, not aspirants, but candidates, are protected by the Liberia National Police and Joint, Security. So moving forward, you will see these, presidential candidates with 4 armed police officers, coupled with their own personal security. So that meeting was held today, and the government committed to a kind of non-violent elections, a peaceful elections, and an inclusive election. So I think Liberia is trying to tread a path, of accountability. Liberia is trying to tread a path of inclusiveness. So I see that to be welcoming. And I see that to be, a little much more democratic, so that people can express themselves in a civil, in a respectable manner.
Is it about expressing yourself? The fact of the matter is, the security has, it's an obligation to provide, security for these people. And I'm just sure that it was just a sign or a way of assuring the political parties that as we go to the elections, you can count on us. The security forces are well prepared to give you maximum security as we go through this election period.
Exactly. So today, President George Weah made a visit to 2 districts in Massarato County.
Made a visit.
Pay a visit. I'm sorry.
What are you gonna pay a visit? campaign has opened. The president has started. He is in full move. He has rolled up his sleeve and his boots he's strapped his boots up and he was
okay. So how do we say it?
So campaign began and he's on the campaign trail.
Politically engaged. Okay. I see the way you want me to put it.
Justifying reasons for his re-election.
I see the way you want me to put it, Titi. So
you said the president visited
for a political purpose.
The campaign has started.
So, President, we are on today politically engaged District 7 and 8, and in the form of a serious campaign. So today we saw, this kind of turnout, seditions, reactions, and supporters of the Coalition for Democratic Change. They came out and they expressed the political solidarity with the president and the support base. So I think it is a sign of getting the euphoria, starting up the campaign. And the president today made different political statement justifying why the people should give him the second term, naming some of the things. And today, the president also said
that's the kind of crowd you see, and then you say Nigerians are gathered in their numbers.
He talked about the essence of the elections, how peaceful, how he wants his supporters, reactions and seditions, and all the supporters of CDC to conduct themselves as they go to these elections. These are very important times in our country's history. So we have to put ourselves together. But the president justifies why he should be re-elected.
So district number 8, because I know it started in district number 8, and let's see the pictures there on the screen. There was Moses Akara's great today. He really showed his strength in district number 8. Thousands and thousands of people, and I saw it with my own eyes because I was there. The traffic was just packed from Sinka, and Central Monrovia was a place that you couldn't just find your way easily out today, whatever part of Central Monrovia you were going. And the thing that even made it even more serious was that the president, whether you like it or not, I know a lot of people who are contesting in these elections say to themselves that, the grace of God that is upon the life of this president, I wish, I had that kind of grace, because he seems to be a human magnet who, when he appears, whether you like him or not, you will just want to see this person who is coming. And because he avails himself to the Liberian populace, it just makes it easy. The president was walking, and I saw him walk from up the hill. How do you call that road when you come from Buse Quarter? It's Buse Quarter, but you're coming down the hill to Information Ministry, not the main street now, between there. That's where they came from. You don't even know it. I'll say
I don't know that part of that road.
They were going towards Buse Quarter.
Yeah,
they were taking the Buse Quarter route, but he walked. He was walking, and as he walked, the people lined the streets. Those seditions in their regalia, they were just overwhelmed and just didn't know what to whatever was just coming out. Everything was, they were so excited that the president was walking today. And I thought Clarice Moses Gray, representative of district number 8, really pulled it today. He really pulled it today, because the kind of crowd, regardless of the rain. And that is the strength, I think, of the seditions, because nothing holds them back. The rain, not even the rain, will keep them away from, gracing their own occasion. They will come out in their numbers, and when it's like, okay, this is about the president of the Republic of Liberia is appearing here, they will show their strength, their numerical strength every other time. And that is one thing you cannot take from the seditions. If you're watching, you will see His Excellency. If you're watching this via our social media page, you see the president walking with his people along the streets, and they're so excited in a very jubilant mood and making sure that they impress their president.
Exactly.
How do you see this kind of thing, and see the people who are gathered and wanting to tell the president that when you assemble, we are excited? It tells you that, Mr. President, because of what you do for us, what you're doing for us as a country, as a people, we are excited. That is why we are turning out. You cannot see this kind of crowd and think that the people who are turning out are just turning out because they don't have anything to do. But it's a show of assurance that, Mr. President, we are with you, and what you're doing for us, we are excited about that. The president said something today when he went to district number 7, when he was about to close his final comments. The president appealed, because today he was talking about peace, like you said, but he also is telling the people that I'm going for a second term. As your president, I want you, to elect me for a second term. But he also did not forget to say that, as a president, the president's birthday is in October, right?
Yes.
So he said, he told the people of West Point, he says, you are my supporters and families, you must vote for me on a one-round victory, right? October 1 is the president's birthday. He says nothing will be the best gift you can give me as the president of the Republic of Liberia will be if we're going to elections on October 10, and October 1st is the president's birthday. The best gift you can ever give him, according to him, that he's asking the Liberian people for, because not everybody can give the president a gift for everything that he has done. If you build roads in your community, if you're sending your children to school, or he's paying your children WAS fee, if your child is in the University of Liberia and that child doesn't have to pay school fees, if you have bad roads like we had in Johnsonville pipeline, if you're in
other parts of the country,
what do you call it? I like to call the places that I really that were bad roads, and now people are really enjoying the Johnsonville to Keba and Batmansville Road, and the
Banjo Road.
Yeah, the Banjo Road, and then the one that goes from Johnsonville straight up to Coca-Cola factory.
Yeah.
There, if you're excited about what he has done for you, the only gift you can give him as a birthday gift, because his birthday is on October 1, is to vote for him, and let's just have a one round, according to him, one round victory, not going for a second term, and then he will be so excited. But it's like it really started on a good 14 today, with all the crowd, with all the rain, everything ended smoothly, and tomorrow again the president will be out and about, because campaign has started, and it's expected that another group of people in another district, because tomorrow, what district? The president will be campaigning tomorrow. Is Wednesday?
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Tomorrow is Wednesday, right? Yes. So he will be in district number 1, 4, and number 14 and 16. The president will hold campaign rallies in those districts, 14 and 16. So district number 16 is where district
number 16 is coming tonight.
It's where the president is going tomorrow. So 14 is Claratown.
Vattown.
And then they go to district number 16, which is Newtown, and all to
Simport Bridge. Exactly. That's 16.
So you're listening, and you're in district number 14, and you're in district number 16. Just know that we know that whole side is going to be locked down tomorrow, and so if you have anything to do early in the morning, you just gotta, if you have to rush the town, you have to rush the town very early, because I think the people of district number 8 and 7 really who did not have anything to do with the CDC today were really shocked, because the whole place was locked down, and that the people of Newtown and their George Open We Are Business, and the people of Claratown who have benefited, the people people of District Number 14 who have benefited immensely. Whether you like it or not, that is the truth. And so we expect that the crowd that will come out tomorrow will not be a small crowd. So if you have anything to do, it's just important that you come out and do
probably the people in Nikutan and the people in Clarktown, those of you listening to this program tonight, the president is going to be making his visit, political engagement in Clarktown 14 and Nikutan 16, and hopefully we're talking Nikutan tonight. So please gear yourself up. If you have any busy schedules tomorrow, you have to make some adjustment, because you know very well that you're going to have some traffic is serious traffic. So I think we're almost 8:30. These are the trending issues. Coming up next will be Nikutown District 16's discussion. So let's see if we can get to the lines and take a few calls. What do you make of all of the talking points? Senator Daniel Natan is dead. Bapolu Senator Natan is dead today. He died. And the issue that has to do with the former Sierra Leone police chief, the Liberian government has got to send him back to his country for trial. The joint security through the Justice Ministry assures all presidential candidates full armed security police presence. And then President William made his visit to districts 7 and 8. What do you make of all of these trending issues? The numbers to call are 0880-514-096. I the numbers. Good evening.
Good evening. Washington. Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where you come from? Hello? 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 We're having a problem. Good evening.
Zero 880. I hope.
Hello?
I don't know what keeps happening to our lines every evening, and I don't think it's raining
No,
tonight.
it's not. Good evening.
Good evening. Washington Prince Albert Jr.
Good evening.
And good evening to Sis Chipro.
Good
This
evening.
is Winston Bobby Mitchell, the chairman of the Rural Monster Rally Resident Movement for the re-election of President George Manenwi.
Go ahead, Bobby.
Let me say thank a million to you, to two of you guys for your talking point this evening. Firstly, I want to extend my TPS condolences to the bereaved family, the Nathan family, for the loss of their father, their brother, and senator of
Bapolu.
Bapolu County. But you see, this is not a strange movement today from the angle of the president. We have to over and again that our silence in the Liberian politics does not in any way say to you that we do not support the re-election of President George Manenwi. On our part, we have decided to support President Weah.
Okay.
In fact, for some of us who have come in contact with President Weah from our refugee life till now, we still support President George Manenwi because of his good ways to our Liberian brothers and sisters. Now, let me just say this: I have a point here today to register for President Weah to hear me on the radio.
You have 30 seconds, sir. You have 30
Okay,
seconds.
please. We have a problem. The Rural Monster Rally Resident Movement have a problem with Mayango Jala, who happen to be the coordinator of the National
I can always
National
tell you people that your thing, yeah, please go to your party headquarters. Then I hear you supposed to come explain your problem, please. I beg.
Good evening.
Good evening, Washington, and good evening to you.
Good evening. What's your name?
Please lower the volume of your radio, please.
Sorry to be accorded us. This is C. Armstrong Bapu, the chairman of the movement for We Are One Round Victory. And today, let me say thank you to you and Washington in studio there. First of all, let me extend my condolences to the people of Bapolu and the ANC. We say making mistakes in this country. Whenever we are canvassing, we listen to those lies and the opposition and do good thing in that president. We are stuck on changing the country. 2020, we went against it. It is time that we sit down and think and say, look, 2020 was the lesson that we learned that, oh yes, we have to listen to this president and re-elect the president, and all everyone are on the ticket of the magical election for the democratic change because they are in the interest of Liberia and they want to change the face of their country and make it a better Liberia.
Okay, thank you. Good evening.
Take one more and then go to our guest.
Hello?
Good evening, sir. What's your name? Where you call from?
Yeah,
Please lower the volume of the radio or you cut it off, please.
yeah, good evening.
Go ahead quickly.
You getting me?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Actually, I want to use the opportunity to say, let's glory to God. Let's glory to God. I'm telling everyone, it's using casket. People using monkey, people using babu, people use different things campaigning, even in secretary. You use casket area to fund our church. So let's be casket issue. So that I can
We're not discussing. We're not discussing.
Thank you. I think that should be our last
yeah.
call.
for the
Thank you.
Okay, so
From the east to the west, north to the south, let's come together as one. They say united we stand, divided we fight. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget that. You from Lower County, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa Sets. I'm a bad way on your people. I'm up on the fine way. Tabila, I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Ah oh yeah, I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Ah oh yeah yeah.
I was raised in the swamp, but I chilled with my guns. Kept it on the low, but we fought for the bones. True son of the soil, I'm a prince in my own. Never gonna lie, me, I love LIB. Even though it's far, when we show them we can face it. It's not a prophecy, I know that we can rise again. Holding my hand, I holding your own. United, we stand, divided, we fall. So that's what they say when I come with ball. When I chillin' on that side, and I get no bro. I got L to the O to the V and the E. If we fighting together, we can conquer the city. From the east to the west, then waving the flag from the north to the side. Yeah, I'm joining the team. You go where you pella, you love my crown. Who kill it? Who got shown?
I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Ah oh yeah yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Ah oh yeah yeah.
Mama was born, yeah. Papa was born, yeah. They hold us together, the honey boy, yeah. Nabali kena koya bake na papa kubo. Nabali kena koya bake na papa kubo. Nabali kola kowe na papa kubo. Nabali kola kowe na papa kubo. Labiro waka poma o. Labiro waka ma o. Balanda anwa waka ma o. Anwa
From the east to the west, north to the south, let's come together as one. They say united we stand, divided we fight. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget that. You from Lower County, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa Sets. I'm a bad way on your people. I'm up on the fine way. Tabila, I love that.
Okay, welcome back, fellow Liberians. We are currently about to talk about district politics, district number 16. I'm hearing something playing on it. Okay. So currently in studios, Mr. J. Franklin Willis Saka II. Mr. Saka, welcome to ELBC. I think his microphone is off.
Thank you. It is my pleasure being here.
Okay, and just get a glance on the camera. So, welcome again. And how is district number 16?
Well, District number 16 is doing good, and the district is blessed to be the only borough of the Republic of Liberia with potential young people.
Okay, and meaning that you were one of those potential young people.
Sure.
Okay, so
How are you, sir?
I'm great, Edie. Hi, Kamel.
Great.
Thank
So, what do you do now for a living?
I'm a lecturer at the AME University.
Okay.
I'm also a lecturer at the University of Liberia and the UMU.
Okay. So you're lecturing all of these young people and you want to leave that and go to the legislature. Why?
No, we can still be at the legislature and still be providing the necessary education and empowerment.
How do you intend to do that? You'll be a lawmaker for district number 16, and that has a lot of people you have to deal with, and then you will be lecturing at the University of Liberia, AMEU, and another university, and you think that is something easy to do?
It's just all about schedule, all about planning yourself, and you cannot forget the human resource development. So even being at the legislature and still teaching, you are making a double impact.
Sometimes when you make double impacts, people don't really feel the impact because you're already, impacting the lives of a lot of people from those various universities, but yet and still you want to be at the national legislature. What has motivated you to want to represent your people in district? And let us say that we are trying to get Bishop Konto via our social media page. So when we get him, he will join in the conversation. Okay. So back to my question: where does the motivation come from? Sorry.
It's all about our people and seeing leadership deficit, the gap. So as a young man, knowing that the nation can only develop when you have the human resource capacity and when you have sound leadership being in place and closing the gap between the future leaders who are the young people and the current leadership who are steering the leadership affair. So if you notice gap, it means that the young people still have a long way to go. So if we will always be on the fence, it means that the young people will have a long way being on the decision making or national decision making process.
So you realize that there is a gap.
There is a gap.
So then you want to fill in that gap.
Sure.
How do you intend to do that?
But pragmatic leadership by inclusion and by commitment to our people.
Are you going there to a commitment? I want to hear about what I know you're from New. Are you a cool man?
Sure, certainly I'm a cool man.
You cool people like big book business. So I'm not surprised. But again, I want you to, the mom, Mire, who is in Douala Market, and she also has a voter card. And she's hearing you say that there is a gap in the district. Tell us about those things that are not happening in the district you want to see happen, for which you are opting to unseat the current lawmaker. Let's be practical. Let's hear about those things that you have, on your agenda for which you think the people should vote for you.
Thank you. Like I said again, there is a serious leadership gap in all of the sectors, like the development and and the empowerment of young people, girls development, empowerment of market women, the sanitation problem, and the the less attention of our disabled, our elderly, and the growth and development and the forward march of our district is truly lacking from the current leadership and leadership that have been before this current leadership.
Okay, let's take it step by step. Empowerment of the young people. How do you intend to empower young people? The empowerment you don't see from your current lawmaker. So what is it you're going to do to empower the young people, the disabled people, the market women? What are you going to do as a lawmaker in line with your function?
Yeah. As a lawmaker, you are the representative of the people.
Mhm.
You are the advocate of the people. You are there to bring to bear good decisions in making sound policy. You are there to rally the support of the people. You are there to always reach out to the people to build consensus. When that is not happening, then it means that there is a gap. And then young people are the bastion of the society. And if you want to have a wholesome, functional society or a country, the young people are the foundation. So to empower them, you got to prioritize their education. To empower them, you have to prioritize.
How will you prioritize education in district number 16 differently?
Differently, it's very simple.
Okay.
I know usually most of our lawmakers, our leaders, always are very selfish in their dealing, because the district should have a district scholarship for every underprivileged and deserving child, because that child or the youth are the human resource of the country. Without a human resource, you will not manage the natural resources.
How many young people do you have in your district?
We have more than hundreds of thousands young people who are highly potential, brilliant, who are from a very poor background and who really need the help of the leadership they see.
Okay, so if you have thousands of young people in your district who need education, and you're saying that the district should have what? A scholarship program?
Yeah, a wholesome and pragmatic scholarship program.
Okay, so drill me through that. So you, as a lawmaker, if the people of district number 16 elect you tomorrow as their lawmaker, you will make sure that all of those thousands of young people are on scholarship? Is that what you're saying?
No, not that all of the thousands or more than thousands of young people and will be on scholarship at once. But the first thing you have to you have to establish the framework of the scholarship. You have to establish the framework and ensure that these potentials are not just being wayward. And you have to ensure that.
So how are you going to establish the framework?
By liaising with stakeholders who are in the district, and by meeting and other educational actors, and
listen with stakeholders in the district. And what are you going to be telling them? What are you going to be asking them for?
I'll be asking them that, where do we want to see our district in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years?
So let me answer for them. We want to see it as one of the best districts in Montserrat County.
As one of the best districts. Mm-hmm. Then you have to make use of human resource capacity.
How do we do that?
By creating the means, by advocating for funds that we sponsor the scholarship program. We
advocate for the funds from where?
We have an industrial plant in the district.
What is that industrial plant?
And you have the chloride factory, you have the beer factory, you have other industrial companies that are there that have this kind of social corporate responsibility. You also have to advocate and lobby in the national legislature for
So before we go to the legislature, let's remain in your district. You have industrial plants in your district. You talk about Coca-Cola, you talked about chloride factory, sorry, and you talk about beer factory. I think those are the two you have in your district. How much money do you think for corporate social responsibility, as their corporate social responsibility, you're going to get from those two entities to put thousands of people on a scholarship?
And it is very easy to do. The first thing in leadership, you got to go with open mind. If you're meeting these entities, you have to know to what extent have the social corporate responsibility have affected the district. Two, you also have to rally support of the very inhabitants of the district.
The inhabitants are poor. They don't have money. You want the young people to go to school. So how are you going to rally their support in that form and manner? These are the people you were talking about. You said they're not in school. They need to be in school. Thousands of young people. Are they the same people you're going to ask for money?
No, but it's very simple, right? You have almost more than 1,000 schools in our district, right? And if you want to fund the district scholarship program, you the first thing you got to think about what internal source of funding. So even the schools, you is another means that we will meet with the schools, the administrators, and say this is a wholesome and collective process. In your information sheet, if we have the district scholarship support of $100 per student on the registration fee, and mind you, if you have, let's say, a school having something like 300 students, 500 students, $100 per semester, and $100, for the next semester is 2 semesters, $200 times, there'll be a lot of money you will be raising internally.
How much money approximately do you think you're going to be raising?
More than $1 million Liberian dollars.
And you're serious about that? And you think the people are okay? Thank God we have Mr. Conto also with us, and so he runs a school, and I want to ask him about what you're saying. But sir, welcome to Open Conversation. Can you please unmute yourself?
Okay.
We're not getting you, sir. Can you please unmute yourself?
Yeah, I have done that already.
Okay, good.
You're good.
Welcome to Open Conversation, sir.
Yeah, I have done that already.
Thank you.
And I'm highly grateful.
I'm welcoming you.
Be on your platform, and I'm sorry that I came a little bit late. I'm highly grateful. Are you getting me? Be on your platform, and I'm sorry that I came a little bit late.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Yeah, it's better late than never. So
okay,
before it's good you here, Reverend Conto.
Okay, thank you.
You're Reverend, right?
Yeah.
You're bishop or a reverend, sir? Are you a reverend or a bishop?
I'm a bishop.
Are you getting
me? I'm a bishop. Yeah, I'm getting you loud and clear.
Okay. Bishop Conto. For the mission for today church.
Yeah, getting you loud and clear.
Okay, good. So how is district number 16?
Well, by the grace of God, the district, we are doing fine.
Bishop, are you getting me?
Well, by the grace of God, the district, we are doing fine. Yes, I'm getting you loud and clear.
Okay.
Bishop, just go ahead and talk.
So let me hear from you. You say a district is okay. I want to know from you, Bishop Conto, what is it that you seek to achieve in politics that you haven't achieved as a religious leader?
Thank you so much. we are discussing the affairs or welfare of mankind. We are discussing there are times to try to look at politics and religion to try to be two different fellows, but they are not. Politics and religion. Politics have to do with welfare, but they are not. Physical welfare of mankind, whereas religion has to do with the spiritual welfare and the eternal destiny of mankind. Religion, it will interest you to know that we are humans, but we are also spiritual beings. It will interest you to know in two realms, the physical and the spiritual. Humans, but we are also spiritual beings. Politics has to do with two realms, the physical and the spiritual basic needs of mankind. So if you ask me what I want to achieve, basic needs in the pulpit. So if you ask me what I want to achieve, the human welfare. As a man of God, I prepare people for the kingdom of God. But while we are in the Indian, as a man has to live a better life. And for that to happen, but while we are in the Indian, have the mind of God to provide the leadership, and for that to happen, deliver to the people those basic social needs that they need to live on the earth and within the coming of the Lord Jesus Christ. So we need to live on the world and within the coming of the Lord Jesus Christ.
So why?
So that is why the man of God, according to the scripture, so want to lead that is why the man of God, according to the scripture, and want to lead the man of God, making sure that which belongs to the people are delivered to them. And that man of God, making sure that which belongs to the people is a spiritual to them. And we can better be able to understand that leadership is a spiritual office. I feel led to get into politics, to join others, to make law, provide oversight, and provide representation that will give to make law those things that they need to live and provide. God did not create us to live a wretched life and we heaven. Heaven must come on earth. After Jesus said, let the will of the Father be done on earth. Heaven must come on earth. After Jesus said, let the will of the Father be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Okay, so as a bishop and wanting to go to the legislature, you think that is not going to, in some way, make you pay less attention to one of the two? Because you are a bishop, you have to give the people of your church spiritual food. You have to feed them spiritually. And now you are going to be focused on also what's happening at the legislature and also being focused on the church. Don't you think that is going to make one part of your job have less attention? You're going to pay less attention either to the people or to the church. Don't you think so?
Thank you. I don't think so, because the church has schedule. Thank you. So I don't think so, because the legislature has schedule. The church has that as a bishop. A bishop is a pastor. And besides that, as a bishop, there is a pastor in the church occupied by other pastors. There as a bishop and a church occupied by other pastors. So what I told you at the capital, we have time to do that. And at the church, we have to do what I told you. So my assignment will be have time to do that. And at the church, we have to do what I told you. My assignment will have schedule to me as to what to do. It's something that I know will happen. It is going to be another as well as the responsibility to carry on. But the true job is going to be an welfare of human beings. And I thought that the true job let the man have to do with the welfare of God is nothing more than pay attention to the welfare of mankind. God is nothing more than to give men a better life to live, to prepare men why on earth for heaven. In that better life to live, men will live a better life. So I agree with you. What you do to me is another responsibility. I agree with you. There are people who are gifted in the kingsley, in the prophetic anointing. So those that have it, they operate there, and those who have it, they don't go there. I feel led by the grace of God that I get every and those who have it and say, don't charge my responsibility as a man of God. I get every religion of this 16 and say, discharge my responsibility as a man of God.
Okay, so you've been a very strong critic of the Boubacar Sirleaf administration in the past, but we see that today you're running on the Unity Party ticket. Why?
Thank you very much. Politics is not static; it is dynamic. I agree. I'm one of those that during the early administration, not static, it is dynamic. I agree. I'm one of those. During the administration, things that were not right. What was wrong when the administration is not seeing things surface in the top administration will also be condemned. Likewise, the early and the President George administration will also be condemned. Likewise, the early and the President George administration. The person who said the affairs of the Unity Party was not Elin Johnson, and the reason I have the affairs of the Unity Party was not Elin Johnson. The war we went through, I myself, I can say this every time during the time president for the 20 years, I said that if we would bring anybody for the war during the time president for the 20 years, I said that. He is not the one to affect anybody for the war. So, the person who was at the lead of the party, the person who was at the lead of the party,
you cannot have sorry, sir, you cannot have both the former vice president
is different and different from that of the vice president. So today we have Joseph Boakai as the vice president. The effect of the party different from that of the vice president. Coming to the party, I know income tax, I criticize the party and the person who led the party. Coming to the party, now I know income tax, I criticize the party and the person that they are already is different from what we had before. The manifesto that they are already with, it is different from what we had before.
Don't you believe that the two of them, were one as a party, and whatever decisions that former President Elin Johnson Sirleaf made were also, decisions that the former vice president agreed to? Why are you putting it squarely on the president? You're making it to seem as though this President Elin Johnson Sirleaf, or former President Elin Johnson Sirleaf, ran a dictatorship kind of government. And it's a democratic form of government. And I am asking whether those decisions you think she made in the past, that Joseph Boakai was not a part of it.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you agree with me that our African politics. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that president, and that job is that our African job is you have a vice president, and that job is we have so much to empower our president in Africa that even if the people go into cabinet meeting and say that cause issues, Africa. Even if the will of the president will cause issues, that is a known fact that we all are aware of. I'm not trying to exemplify. But what I'm saying to you is that this time around, he is the one that is going to study affairs of the party. So what I'm saying is that at this time around, people try to lean in with saying lots of people try to want to square it say when it was part of the opportunity that's true, not only him alone, including the legislature. They were increased, but you agree with me that what the not him alone, including the legislature. Especially like that is a known fact, and it is even happening today. What the president wants. The whole Joseph Concept what the president wants. That's why we need the president the whole concept. Anything the president wants to see in this country, he will influence and it will happen. So most of the decisions anything the president wants to see happening during the administration, it will agree upon. But the president heavily influenced it and it went on. With this one around, he is the one now going to be the captain of the state. And then when decisions are made, one of the decisions will be influenced by him. So I see in him what I know that we need as a country. One thing I always said, that what I know that the issue of accountability will be the hallmark of the day. And the issue when the current government took over, the hallmark of the day, we all expected, including me and you, that the past government should have been audited. That is what we all wish for. We can have it. And they say today, and that's the reason why that the point power is wish for us. How can
you say that, you know,
he said the law will take its course.
Yeah, the law would take its course, but he was in a government where he agreed that he squandered opportunities. If you were squandering opportunities, how does the law take its course when you are at the helm of leadership? But let's leave that a little bit and go to district number 16 before we come back to Mr. Sacco. What is it that is lacking in district number 16 for which, you know, this is your third time running, right? You want to take the and correct me if I'm wrong. What is it? What is that change that you want to bring to district?
This is my third time. So this is my third time. Thank you so much. That's a very good question. Before coming on the radio, I was in a community, and that was the question I asked. I was in a community. Are you that was with the result of your vote? And are you very clear and categorical with the result of your vote? So if you argue what I see, number one, and categorical, a lawmaker, a represents the interest of the people. A lawmaker, he provides oversight to make that things are done the way it should be done, and he is there to make laws that will influence the people. Now, I am saying, and I've said that for the last election that will influence the people. Now, I am saying, and I've said that Liberia will experience development. The country Liberia will move forward. The country Liberia will experience participatory leadership. Liberia is lacking in most of our districts. What am I saying? Leadership. The people you are involved, you should make sure every time the people you go to represent people, you need to have a meeting with them, and then they should tell you what they represent people. What are those who are affecting them? When you go and then advocate for them, and there is result from your advocacy, you come when you go ask them and tell them this is what I brought, and there is result from your advocacy. In the 16, it is nothing. I'm a stakeholder. On our part, it is that for the past 5 years, on our part, to a town meeting and to inform to the workings of our lawmaker. That is lacking. To a town meeting and informed. And I feel the workings of our lawmaker. Our right is lacking. Informed by our leaders. And I feel we are their employer. We employ them. It is lacking in the district. By our leaders of development in the district. The employers for what I call the district. Issue of sanitation, the issue of the district, we lack villages. Today, as I speak, there are many issues of sanitation that are displaced because of the issue of flooding. Today, even coming out, many people that are displaced because of the issue of flooding. I need to join them to villages during the rainy season.
So how you going to tackle, sanitation?
Happens. The issue of rainy season is a problem in the district. The issue of drug abuse happens. It's a national issue. But I'm discussing the district. All districts are major challenges, and I feel strongly it's a national issue. I'm discussing my district. All these are major challenges, and I feel strongly.
How are you going to do that?
Individuals providing scholarships.
How are you going to do that?
Thank God for that. We see individuals providing scholarships. We are confident in our district, and we can work with the company to have a well-defined scholarship program in our district. And we can work with the company level to have a well-defined scholarship program.
I like to hear about that because he was talking about education, and now you're also talking about education. You're talking about sanitation, and I want to know how you're going to do that. It's easier said than done. You say the lawmaker, your current lawmaker, has not called a district meeting. Okay. You say you have sanitation problems in your district. You have education problem. He's saying to me that he's going to the companies and then he's going to get stakeholders, and then all of the schools in the districts are also going to pay $100, and he believes that that is going to help put thousands of students on a scholarship. What is your approach? What are you going to do, and how are you going to do it differently is what I want to know.
You mean my educational program? You mean my educational program?
Education, sanitation, and what else did you call? You said sanitation is a problem, education is a problem, and something else I don't remember.
Flooding.
I want to know how you're going to do it.
Okay. And thank you very much.
Flooding, yeah,
yeah.
good.
Okay, thank you very much.
How are you going to tackle that?
Okay, number one. You very much. Okay, thank you very much. What I have done, I don't think anyone has done that. What currently, what I have done, I don't think anyone has done. I'm visiting all the community and ascertaining from the community chairpersons. I'm visiting all the business needs and I have tried to log some of them. So I'm going to address that. Number one, let's take the issue of flooding. Lack of communities being well concretized. What we're going to do is, by the grace of God, we are going to identify all the major communities in the district and bring an engineer all the major communities in the district and bring communities. Once we get our budget, we have it on hand. Once we go to the house, we are going to advocate, talk to our police, and we have it on hand. Our case to them. If anyone tells you I'm going to talk to our one-man soldier, you have to yourself, you have to work with them. If anyone really sees him, people have been displaced because of water. I'm going to do a complete documentary, and then when I see in the house, tell my friend Gentlemen, there is a complete documentary that when I see in the house, tell my friend Gentlemen, beyond that, I'm also going to be seeking the intervention of foreign partners and companies in the district to have those villages. In the intervention of foreign partners and companies in the district to have the solution. That's how we're going to tackle the issue of relative problems. So what we are working to raise one of the issues during the dry season, we are going to get
what is the 100% assurance
and make sure that all the drainages are well open. Manpower build in the drainages and make sure that place will be a drainage and build a house there. Well, we'll work with you to relocate you and open the drainage. That is what we'll do. That's one aspect. The issue of relocation and open the drainage.
Where you going to get the money from? No. Let's stick with the drainages a little bit. Where are you going to get the money from? Where are you going to get the money from to relocate people who are on the drainages? That's one. What is the assurance that if you went to the house today and then you lobby with your colleagues, you are not, that district is not the only district that is, faced with flooding? What is that 100% assurance that, you're going to get money to make sure that those drainages are concretized according to you? Because sometimes you people say all of these things because you want the electorates to vote for you. But when you get there, it becomes a totally different thing because there are competing priorities. And you know that.
That's what I said. I said, we are going to make our case. If our friends our friends listen to us, make our case, then by our project that the city needs it, we are going to work in that direction. And then I said, beyond that, we are going to seek the intervention of foreign partners, the intervention of the interim. We are lobbying for that. We are going to make sure during the dry season, in the interim, for that, we are going to make sure over there. And then if you find out that your house is on the street that is not there, you know automatically you are on the road south. So on the when I just show you away, you know automatically you are on the road south. How you going to be relocated? And I ask you, where we get the money from? Get straight by the grace of God. You get money. Money. Get straight by the grace of God. We got what the company? Money. Western Cross of money. We got money that we talk about 30,000 engagement money, and 30,000. We talk about city. We can work with community leaders money, and this person has been in the drainage, and they want to not be here. And as long as the person is here, they will embarrass the community. So can we go for this landscape and relocate the person? And we strongly believe that for the digital they're going to provide ways for the water to go. So that's how we believe from the government, from foreign partners, and working with who we have to make sure that is clear. From the government, from foreign partners, and working with who we have to make sure that is clear.
Let's hold you there a little bit and come back to
Mr. Saka.
Mr. Saka.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're explaining to us about, you know, your what you're going to do.
Thank you very much.
What you're going to do with education in your district. What else do you think is the problem in your district besides education?
Yeah. Now I was saying, I was telling you about, you know, the pragmatic way of doing things, meaning, and I spoke about the commitment to the people. What I see lacking, one, the district does not have a structure of administrative structure. You know, the district need one, a wholesome functional structure that will put the district, you know, development plan into perspective. So, you know, then the lawmaker will work with the administrative structure to get all of these things.
Speak to the microphone.
Okay, to get all of these things in place. So, and the lawmaker will not be the only one that's going to the house, keeping all of these things and what have you. No, because the community need to be rallied. One, you need the Black leaders of those communities to be part of the administrative structure, the community chairs.
Are they not a part of it now? Is that what they're saying to you?
No, there's no structure. You know, absolutely, there is no structure.
How does the district run without a structure?
Yeah, the district don't have a structure. The marketeers are not represented. The youth are not represented on no structure.
Is that what they're telling you? Or
no,
what you assume?
That's what we know. That does not exist. It is not, you know, it is not existing at all.
Bishop, does the district not have does the district have a structure?
No.
As I speak to you now, there are some communities that may have been acting chairperson for a very long time. There are some communities that may have been acting. That's why we are saying chairperson for a very long time. District leadership council to have the district we are going to the district as a leadership council. There are people to have a structure.
Okay, it has a structure, but it's not well structured. So Bishop Conto says it has a structure, but it's not well structured. You say it doesn't have a structure. No. Let me come back.
No. Yeah. Community leadership is different from, you know, a holistic district structure that the representative or the leader of that district will always meet, and give some some accountability, and in fact meet them for programming, for policy making, and what have you.
Okay. The district does not have the district.
The district does not have the structure, and the district also need the district also need to formulate a district budget in order to to run this program. So if the district does not have a structure, a lawmaker or a leader will always be taking funding from the pocket and feeling that they are doing better or good for the district, because then we should be promoting accountability. We should be promoting.
You think it's lacking in the district?
It's lacking because who then will call the lawmaker or any other leader to check when there is no structure? Who is the governing council or chair of that structure?
Okay, so you're going to form a structure for your district.
Then you come to how am I going to, the leader and the educational program.
No, besides education, you talked about how you're going to deal with those companies in your place, and then you're going to go to schools. Is that the only thing you see happening in your district to change?
No,
besides education.
No, there are too many, and there are so many. So, firstly, you have to have a responsibility of raising your own revenue internally. Like I was saying, to the school, right? To the school. If we will commit ourselves, I still talk about commitment. That's saying, okay, we want to have the holistic educational program, and let every one of us contribute to it. For example, we will have a meeting, the council or the administrative council will have a meeting with the school administrator and say, hey, can you, in your information sheet, at least $100 per semester. So that semester you have, $100 plus another semester, which is, the academic year, you have $200 per an academic year.
So you'll be asking the students to be paying that?
Students,
the school is going to be paying that?
The school will also be benefiting because these students will be in the school.
Who's going to pay? If I send my child to school in your district, the school I'm sending the child to, I'm going to pay $100 every semester.
If you don't take responsibility of any given opportunity, you will not value this opportunity.
Let's be practical here. You are the lawmaker. If you are a lawmaker and you came to my school in the district in Nukuta or wherever and tell me that every student who registers here must pay $100 per semester, it's incumbent upon me to do it or not to do it. You're not going to force me to do that. So that is something that they're going to agree to. If the parents say we're not going to do that, you cannot push them. They will say the lawmaker got money. So let him do it. Let him take it from his pocket. So it's not something that is in stone that is going to happen.
They have been the perception of the people because of the flamboyancy of the lawmaker, thinking that he alone or she alone can do everything of that particular community or district. No, the lawmaker needs to be real and say development is for everybody. The growth of society is for everybody. Empowerment is for everybody. Everybody need their own contribution into this.
Okay, they will agree or not agree. What else besides education?
Like the bishop spoke about it. The district is called for years Islam community. Mm-hmm. Can we transition from that
to what? To what?
To a more decent community.
How do you do that?
By taking care of our drainages, by ensuring that we don't continuously call our people floor victim. It's just very.
How are you going to do that?
To mobilize the people, the first thing the people have to be willing to commitment. You, the lawmaker, to mobilize the youth, the women, and you name it. We can get our feet on the ground and ensure that the water wave is angled to the streams of river and the sea around there. So by getting everybody to work, the first thing, ensure that these drainages are clean. Secondly, you be lobbying for funds to see how best you can concretize them. Not every time you always want to go bring yellow machine or whatever. No, you gotta be pragmatic. Do things and don't do it forever.
You'll be lobbying with who for money?
As a lawmaker, if you are in a position of influence, there are too many things.
That a brown envelope.
No, position of influence means position of influence means representing your people, advocating both international.
Where? What international connections do you have?
As a leader, you don't sit in any low gathering.
Can you stop?
Sorry. You don't sit in any low gathering to forget your people. Every little gathering is very much important for advocacy.
What international connections do you have? It's easy to say we have international connections.
Nationally,
we're going to do that.
Nationally,
as a lawmaker, people perceive you to be somebody who has money in the
but then the
so you're not going to beg anybody from money.
No. The perception got to be erased. You are just
you erase it.
You are just the people representative. You are just the people advocate.
Okay.
Yeah, the perception have to be erased that you are the sole authority of funding every project. No.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Saka. Bishop, are you there?
Bishop is there.
I'm here live. I'm here live.
Go ahead with it.
Bishop, are you there?
He's there.
Okay. So
I'm here live. I'm here live.
okay, thank you, Bishop. Bishop, let me stick with you a little bit. Do you?
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm getting you. Do you think that these elections in district number 16, do you see any competitor, any strong rival? Do you have one in your district before I get to these better questions?
As a man of God, I need to be very honest with you. And everything I say here to you tonight, as a man of God, is I need to be very honest with the matter. And everything I say here to you tonight, I'm going to, if you ask me who are my competitors, true of the matter, I'm going to give you, if you ask me who are my competitors, among these four names, one will emerge victorious and will be Bishop Konto. Among these four names, one will emerge victorious and will be Bishop Konto. One, Bishop Konto, Honorable Sibo, who is incumbent. They are number one. Bishop Konto, Robert here, Honorable Sibo, who is incumbent.
Bishop, hello, Bishop.
Robert here, I think I want to stop right there.
Is it coming different?
And I think
The
rest of the people, I want to stop right there, right? Instead of contest. But I don't think
You don't want to call Saka, right?
they are going to be in the voice 3. I don't think they are going to the big 3. They are going to be in the voice 3. I call it the big 3. I don't know.
So the big three, the big three are Robert Tier, Bishop.
They have told me about the different occasions. Let's try the other and see. And they have told me on 2 different occasions. Let's try the other people and see. And they have tried them. This time around, they want to see godly leadership. And I think that's what this 16 is going to fall to us by the grace.
Okay, Bishop. There is this thing in the public that you've been embarrassed about a little bit since 2017 election, somewhere in 2016. There is this comment as a bishop. You just said that you want to provide leadership for your people to live a better life. Now you are coming to this race, with this charismatic, behavior, and one thing that amplifies your representative aspirant base is that in 2016 and 2017 you said something that your people, when they elect you into office, they are going to make a proposal to you. Whatever they say, you are going to buy into that. Now here is it, Bishop. Do you still feel remorseful, or are you of the fact that you are satisfied to have said that even if the people want the homosexuality and the lesbianism, you're going to give it to them? Do you feel remorseful, or are you taking that back right now before going into 2023 elections? Because you made that statement on one of the radio stations that if the people want the same-sex marriage, you're going to give it to them. If whatever they want, you're going to give it to them only because you want to lead them.
No, you see, it is so saddening that when you speak, because of politics, people take your word out of context. When you speak, what I said, and because of politics, today, people take your word out of context. What I said, leadership, and I'm still saying it today, that I'm going to provide participatory leadership that is involving the people into my leadership. That is before I speak at the Capitol building, I will get the involvement of the people, and we will sit and discuss as to what to do. And the question was, suppose there's a bill introduced at the Capitol building where same-sex will be passed. What will you do? And I said to them, I will come back to my people and I'll consult them. And the question was, suppose they say go and sign it. I know very well, Liberia as a country, we don't go for same sex. There's no way that I will sit with my district and they will agree that I will go and pass a same sex bill. When I said that, the whole debate in the contest, that Bishop Kono said that when the people say go and pass same sex bill, you pass it. How in the world will a man of God I said, leading the people that would agree with them to pass a same-sex bill. And I know what I said, whatever I will say there will sit and agree as a people. And I know with myself that there is no way that the 16 will tell me Bishop will go and agree and fix your signature on a bill that approves same-sex. But my statement was taken out of context and it was blown up proportion.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
And printed my photo and then placed my came back after the election. They said, Bishop, you are the man of the hour. Telling people that this is what Bishop said. They came back after the election. They said, Bishop, you are the man of the hour. You are a 21st century represented as parent. Your statement that you made is what should be said in America, in Great Britain, and any advanced country. But looking at the gullibility of our people, we use your statement against you. Today they are confessing that what I said was
so Bishop,
Bishop, as a lawmaker, what they are saying to you, it is not a order. That's why you provide oversight. You tell them
Bishop,
what they are saying to you, it is not a order. That's why you also provide oversight.
Bishop,
this is how we should go. Let them be involved.
Okay.
No, the 16 would never say go and sign.
Bishop, you cannot determine the decision of the people. And this is one thing that has been happening in the district, for which the people has lambasted you, that you, Bishop, are going to allow the people of District 16 to have same-sex marriage. Now, in your section, you just said that you are going to demonstrate participatory leadership. And participatory leadership has to do with inclusion. Now, all over the world, around the world, there is this thing about, homosexuality and lesbianism all around the world. So in some of the Western countries, and they're even trying to introduce these things somewhere in our African certain. Now, here is it. If your people in district number 16, Bishop, this thing is giving you problem in the district and you have got to address it. Now, here is it. So if the people in District 16 are saying that, Bishop, we want this thing to happen in the district, are you saying, because you said, and I've listened to you, you said, yes, if this is what the people want, so be it. Weren't these the exact words, or there's something we're trying to change here, Bishop?
That's what I'm saying to you. My words were taken out of context. The fact of the matter here is that that's what I'm saying to you. My words were taken out of context. It is not possible. The fact of the matter here is that consulting my people, I know that people are dealing with. It is not possible. It is any lawmaker that tells you that you're going at that capital meeting like law that I know today, that you will sign same sex. I don't think that will be the will and pleasure of the people. No, but because of political reasons, my words were taken out of context. I spoke in context.
Okay.
Coming back to my people, it doesn't mean that whatever they say to me is what pass. They will propose. As a leader, I will also be able to explain and tell them why we should go this way. I'll have them convinced.
Okay, Bishop. Okay.
Do your survey. That is the system will gather.
Okay.
Our district leadership council that will say Bishop go and agree that we don't do pass same-sex. It will never happen.
Okay, Bishop, we have to go to the lines. I think we've heard you on that issue.
Of the country and the district.
Okay. Okay, Bishop, we've heard you on that issue. Let me ask you my final question before we go to the lines. What do you make of turning Liberia into a Christian state, even though constitutionally we are a secular state?
Thank you very much. I am one of the proponents of that particular. Thank you very much. But this is what I said. I am one of the proponents of Liberia Christian statement of that particular idea. But this is what I said. It should be making Liberia Christian state and Islamic state, or whatever state it should be, it should go to the legislature. And the question was again, I come back. I just visited the Muslim community, and the question was asked, Bishop,
Muslims
a holiday. What will you say to them if a bill is introduced at the house to give Muslims a holiday? What will you do? I said to them, again, we'll come back to the council and we'll discuss that. According to our constitution, Liberia is a secular state. Everybody has right under the law to practice the religion of his choice. If the Liberian people decide to make Liberia a Christian state, Islamic state, or whatever state, they will have to go to the legislature. And when the people of the 16 discuss this issue, we will agree on things that I know will be in the best interest of the 16 and Liberia alike.
Excuse me, sorry, Bishop. You are saying to us tonight that you are one of the proponents of Liberia becoming a Christian state, and then you were saying now that if that is brought to the legislature, you who are in favor of that will leave what you're in favor of, go back to your district. If your district says no, you are going to support them to say no, right? Even though you're a proponent of that, instrument, and you want us to believe that.
Titi, hear this. When the proposal was made, it went to the House, and guess what?
Present.
Placed among the proposition. When the proposal was made, defeated. It went to the House, and guess what? It was my wish among the proposition. For it was defeated. We need to understand here my wish. And what the country decide to do through the legislation must be done. Of law. I'm a man of God. And what the country decide to do through the legislation must be done.
You just said to us that because you're a man of God, you just said to me earlier.
My son will not take effect until it's agreed upon by the rest of the people.
Then why do you even need to go to the legislature? Then just remain a bishop then.
Exactly. That is not an issue.
You're a man of God and you're preaching what God says. You're a bishop. That's the issue for me, because you said that, the country needs these kind of people to lead us in the right direction. So if you are a man of God and you're preaching what the gospel says, you want us as citizens or, your constituents to understand what the word of God says. So if the people are saying that we don't want this, and you know that godly behavior or what God says is what the people should do, why don't you make them to do that or encourage them to do that? But then you say no, because the people say they want to go to Babylon. I allow them to go to Babylon because that's what they want. Then I'm confused, because you say we need godly leaders, and if you say we need godly leaders, you didn't say. I'm just in my own words now.
Let me correct that before you go to context. I did not say that. What I said, and I'm saying here. But let me correct that before you go to context.
No, I'm saying.
What I said, and I'm saying here. The Bible that we preach did not tell us to become Christian. Jesus said, when you go into a town and you minister my word, and the people refuse to listen to you, shake your dust from under your feet and go your way. We are a democratic country. We are a secular state. So even as a man of God, if I want for Liberia to become a Christian nation, my wish does not make it a Christian nation. It has to go through the constitution. It has to go to the House. Now, as a lawmaker, a man of God, I am going to Constitution has to go to the House. Tell that man of God, my stand is this. As a man of God and as a lawmaker at the same time, I have to tell my constituents that the way we go, it will be the best way for our country. And we are saying and discuss it. I'm not saying when they say, well, we should go there, we go there. And we are saying maybe a Christian country or another country, it has to go through the House. And so has been there.
But if you as a bishop in your church, when you're preaching,
we will give our advice to do the right thing for the good of Liberia.
Then do you really need to go to the legislature?
Yes.
Do you think you're needed there? Then it's better you just continue to preach the word of God, because if you went to the legislature, you're preaching, you want Liberia to be, a Christian nation. That is not going to happen, because, you're not going to push for it against the will of your people. So then there's no need that you go there. Don't you think so?
I'm not going to the House to push for Liberia to become a Christian country. I'm not going to the House to represent the interests of the people of the 16, inclusive of Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Baha'i, Shinto, and Christians. They all make up the Hindus, Baha'i, as a Christian, I remain a Christian. And my Christian faith did not tell me you have to impose your faith on people. No, so I'm not going to the House to tell people that Liberia is a Christian country. No, so I'm not going to the House to tell people that Liberia is a Christian country. If that is introduced, we'll address it in the
even though when you were not in the House, you were pushing for that. Anyway, let's come back to Mr. Thacker, before we go to the lines. We don't have, much time. And I was wondering, I heard you talk about education. You talk about the same thing the bishop talked about, that you want to provide for your people? Is there any other thing that we didn't hear about?
Probably. Do you think you have those major competitors that we need to know? Who you think fighting you in the elections in District Number 16?
It is a democratic process.
Okay.
And a democratic process is a competitive process. So everyone in the process are.
How many of you are contesting in the district?
I think we are 10.
10?
10%.
What is the number of registered voters in your district?
We approximately 48,000 plus.
What position do you think you're going to take?
This is your first time.
I'm going to take the first position. I'm going to win it.
Where's your stronghold in the district?
A stronghold in the district?
What's your stronghold in the district?
You don't have a stronghold, do you?
I do have a stronghold.
Where is your stronghold?
My stronghold is the entire district.
It's not possible.
It's possible.
It's not possible. There is a place in the district where you can beat your chest and say all the people here, or majority of the people here in Corner West are going to vote for me, or the majority of the people in St. Paul Bridge are going to vote for me. So where's your stronghold?
I'm cut across. I won't say my stronghold is this when the people of St. Paul Bridge know that they will be voting for me. I won't say my stronghold is this.
What have you done in that district?
I have done my best.
What if your best is not good enough?
I think the people will judge.
So we can hear your best? The people are listening so they can know your best.
I have done my best as a young man. Like I was
a young man.
Yeah, as a young man. I have done my best as a young man and empowering the young people, empowering,
Approximately how many young people have you empowered?
Too many young people. Too many
What's
of them.
What's the number?
It's uncounted. Too many of them.
30,000, 10,000. You can put a number to it in the whole district.
I can put a number to it because I was.
Bishop, under 1 minute. Where in the district is your stronghold? And what have you done? I want it in 1 minute.
1 minute, Bishop.
So we go to the line.
The entire district is my stronghold. That's why I'm going to beat everybody in the district. What I have done for the district is my stronghold. I'm the highest since the highest single giver of scholarship in the district. Just this year, I gave scholarship $1.8 million Liberian just in the scholarship in the district. Just this year, I gave scholarship $1.8 million Liberian just in the academic school. I'm not talking about the trade school.
Your school, eh? Bishop, for today?
Your personal school, I think.
At your personal school or at, different schools?
In my school and in other schools.
His personal school.
In other schools?
Yes. In my school and in other schools.
What are the other schools?
How many of them?
I have helped students in Auburn Day.
I have helped students in
Gospel Faith Auburn Day. I have Western. I help students in Gospel Faith Mission. I help students across the government school. I have helped students at the University of Liberia.
Approximately, what would be the number if you were to put a number to it? Approximately, what would be the number?
Bishop. Statistically, this contestant Robert Tier has about 36 to 38,000 people that he's helped over the time.
How many to him?
Yeah.
So
statistically, yeah. So, how many people have you helped as well? Maybe we could say 100,000. Maybe we say.
My opponent. We're going to bring that in. I will tell you. Robert Tier does not give scholarship. Robert Tier goes to school and beg the administration to charge the parent a specific amount of money. And parents will pay. Ratia and I went to a program and gave scholarship to 4 students. And the parents will pay. To school, he put them outside. Went to a program. Stayed my school until they graduated from 10th to 12th grade. So it's not very Ratia in this place. Put them outside. Those students stay in my school until they graduate from 10th to 12th grade. So we're not very Ratia in this place.
Okay, Robert Tier is not here, so we're not discussing him. I don't think that's the fair thing to do.
You see, education should not be on a personal level.
Okay.
There should be a district scholarship that and internally we will, what I was saying, we will raise 15 million just to
I think Anthony, you just assuming you do it. It's not.
Have you done it before? You work at.
You go into the schools to ask them, are they going to do it? Are they not going to do it? It's another thing. And if you're a lawmaker, the fact of the matter is we're in a country where if I saw my lawmaker, if I see my lawmaker, he's not going to ask me to do something that is going to take money from my pocket. That is not weird. That is not how we are as a country. So for you to change it's not something that is just going to happen today. It's not going to happen in 6 years. It's not going to happen in 12 years. It can happen, but it will take time to happen.
So then who will take the first step?
So you can take the first step.
Let's announce the numbers and go to the line 0880-514-096, 0880-514-096. The numbers to call tonight. It's District 16th night. We have in studio Mr. J. Franklin Willis Saka II, who is contesting in District 16, and we have Bishop Kanto as well. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is Joseph Emmanuel Tapper calling you from Momotown East, beside District 16.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I listened to the platform guest today. I listened to Bishop Kanto, Franklin Saka. These are two aspirants within our community. And my question goes to Franklin Saka, who says that he will attack drainage projects in the community. And for Franklin Saka, I want to ask, what land you have ever contributed to any drainage project within District 16?
Okay.
Can you give me? Yeah, and also to the bishop. The bishop scholarship is restricted to a school. If you can identify any other school that we can do background investigation to, it will not be factual. So,
thank you, Joe. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I hope you're taking the questions down. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Washington, and good evening to office. This is Bapu.
Can you reduce the monitor of them? Yeah, because we're young.
Yeah, already. This is the chairman of Movement for We Are One Victory. My first question goes to the bishop. He said that you cannot blame Joseph Boakai for what happened in the 12 years. But let me just tell us why we elect a president with a vice president on one ballot, because we have ballot for representatives, when we have 30 representatives carrying in our district for one ballot, but on a presidential ballot we have two people speaking together. Why? Let me just tell us why we elect them. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening.
Our person is off the line, 0880-514-096.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Go ahead, sir. What's your name? Where you call from?
Okay, I'm Dolly. My question to the bishop is that the document for Christianization of our state originator is one of the idea originator. He don't think he want to use a strategy against the other religious background because the political time that when he get there, his heart is in the call for religionizing our country and Christianizing our country. Don't you think he just want to create that strategy?
Okay, thank you. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. What's your name? Where you call from?
This is Mr. Cornelius Reese, General Corporate South.
Go ahead.
Your stranger in studio. The studio guest is not preparing correctly. For the matter of fact, he cannot be exact to the number of students he has assisted and the number of schools he has been on sending those students to. This I got a serious problem with. I know what I want to say is that people should just launch, get in the studio and make it, they should get ready and get the studio and not get in the studio and do members
Just get ready. Good evening. Zero 880514096. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
What's your name and where you come from?
Yeah,
Can you lower the volume of your radio, please?
Yeah, I'm playing first and foremost in
Lower the volume of your radio.
Yeah, lower the volume of my radio.
Thank you.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'm playing chairman first and foremost in Sako and Waga Designer, re-election of President George Manuel Weah.
Okay.
That's the Kadasky community.
Go ahead, sir.
Well, I want to applaud to our friend who has started the Sako by delivering explanation to that and for answering all of the hard questions with ease. And I want to ask the Bishop Manasa Konto, I want to know how far the school process now and what it takes to believe or in the pay teachers for the farm money they own.
Which school project?
Which school now?
The school bishop,
What happened to the project? What kind of project is it?
He have not paid.
I think salary of teachers.
Oh, are you a teacher in a school?
Maybe first.
Teacher then protesting over and over.
Oh, okay. All right. Bishop, take note.
Yeah, Bishop, take note. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
What's your name and where you come from?
My name is ICF Dwana. I'm calling you from the Pacho community.
Go ahead.
Well, I want to thank you so much for the topic on the discussion and the speaker guests in there. I want to agree with one of my brothers who just called, saying that people should be prepared before going to the studio to discuss Liberia. Because one thing is, everybody cannot be representative. But those who want to be representative to serve this nation must prepare themselves. Because the Liberia will be better. It depends on the decision that we make in there. So you cannot be asking the Liberian to vote for you, and then you be giving information that are not correct. It will not help the system. So the students just in there, they are starting in there to be real to themselves and speak to the issue and speak the fight.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Speak the fight.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm asking our professor.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, my question goes to the bishop. I listened to him and maybe there are some contradiction concerning the first issue where he made mention of sounding gay or homosexuality. That we listen come from 2011. When he said he would get to the people, what the people say, what he would do. Now the question came back when he and him were just chatting today, asking concerning the same thing about teaching that the sacrament or bringing a Christian or Muslim. We just put you prove that Liberia is a Christian nation and should remain Christian. And asking, he said, you go back to the people again. So let's go back to the people. Is it true that what he said the people will see? Because what he keep quoting, what the people say is what he's going to do, but he's still getting it confused. So there's no clarity for me, and I understood it.
Okay, thank you. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you come from?
I went off the air. I only want to tell our brothers and sisters that will come on the air to PS5.
No, but I think you have landed already.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Maybe we'll take one or two.
Did I assume?
No. You respond to them.
Okay, we're not taking any call. We'll come back to you. Bishop, I think you had most of the questions that people want to respond to. You want you to respond to. You have 3 minutes to do that, Bishop.
Thank you, and thank you to the callers. I heard someone talk about contradiction. And thank you to the callers. Trying to I heard someone talk about contradiction in the issue of trying to Christianize Liberia.
Some of our
So
Muslim
this
colleagues.
process
The reason
that we started
this
in consultation with
discussion
some
was,
of our Muslim
now we
colleagues.
notice that countries around
The
the
reason
world
we
are
started
being
this
pressured
discussion was
sign
now
the
we
issue of
notice that
gay bill.
countries around
We
the
were
world
saying,
are
if
being
Liberia remain
pressured
as a secular state,
to
that would be a
sign
for
the issue of
unique
gay bill.
identity.
We were
But
saying
again, like I said
if
earlier,
Liberia remains as a
our
secular
wish
state,
or
that would be
Bishop Konama wish for something does not make it happen.
identity.
It has to
But
go
again,
through
like
the
I said
house.
earlier,
Now,
our wish or I
when I
Bishop Konama wish
say
for something
I
to make
will
it
come
happen,
to my people
it had
for
to go to the
consultation.
house.
That is
Now,
what
when
true representation is.
when I say
When you
I will
and the
come
people
to my
sit and
people for
discuss, you
consultation,
as a lawmaker
that is
also
what
have
true
oversight.
representation
You
is.
are going to
When
tell
you
them to
and the
go the
people say that
way
discuss, you
they
as
should
a
be
lawmaker,
right
you
with,
also
whether
have
you agree on
oversight.
a particular thing.
You are
And
going
I
to
know
tell
for
them
sure
to go the
that the
way
16,
they should be
agree
right
upon
with,
to
whether
do
you
will
agree
be
on
the
a particular
interest
thing.
of the district
And I know
Liberia
for
as a
sure
whole. And I
that
stand
the
on that.
16, whatever we agree upon to
The
do
issue
will be
of
the
someone
interest
asked
of the district
Bishop,
and
the
Nigeria
school
as a whole.
I
And I
don't know,
stand on
teachers or
that.
what have you.
The
You
issue
know,
of
again,
someone asked
politics.
Bishop, the school old, I don't know,
Your
teachers or
school
what
will
have
tell
you.
you that they have not had financial
Again,
issue.
politics.
I can tell you for sure, take your microphone
No
to the
school will
16.
tell you
There are
that they have
schools
not had
that are
financial
still
issue.
owing their
I can
teachers for
tell you
last
for
second
sure,
of the
take
year.
your microphone to the 16.
Bracomi,
There are
we have
schools
financial issue,
that
but
are
all of
still
our teachers have
owing
been
their
paid.
teachers for
Well
last
paid.
academic
So
year.
please,
Including your
let me
school.
ask
Bracomi,
another
we have
question.
financial issue, but
The
all
other
of our
question
teachers have
is,
been paid.
someone talk
Well
about
paid.
my
So please
scholarship
do your research and come and ask another
concentrated to my
question.
school. Hey man,
The other
let's
question
behave for
is,
ourselves.
someone
I
talk
gave
about my
scholarship in
scholarship
few
is
schools,
concentrated to my school. Hey
bulk
man,
of my
let me
scholarships
read it to myself.
are in my
I
school.
give
Why?
scholarship in
I
few
live in a district.
schools.
I have a
But
school that runs
bulk
from
of my scholarships
ABC to 12th
are
grade.
in my school. Why?
We have
I
a
live in
technical
a
school
district.
and
I have a
a
school
vocational school.
that runs from
So you are saying
ABC
to
to
me in a
12th
very
grade.
district,
We have a
somebody
technical
needs for
school
his or child to go to
and a
school.
vocational school.
As you
So
take
you are
money
saying
given
to
to
me
you
in
to
a
send a
very
child in the same
district,
district and another school, it
somebody
makes no
needs
sense.
for his or child
No.
to go to
So
school.
bulk of
As
my
you
scholars
take
are
money and give it to
concentrated in
people
my
to send a
school,
child in the same
and
district
those
and
who
another school,
cannot
it
come
makes
to
no
the
sense.
school probably because
No,
of
so
distance, I
bulk
help them.
of my scholars are concentrated in my school, and those who cannot come to the
I do.
school probably because of distance, I help them.
It doesn't mean that, if you live in different districts, I don't compare you, or
I do.
maybe your child going to
So,
another school.
it doesn't mean that if you live in different districts, I have to compare you, or maybe your child going to another school, I have to compare you. But if your child is in Middle Town and we have a school from ABC to 12, your child be in advance to camp, because if it goes to me, you can't make but rest. You want to buy rest and I get better rest, I give you rest. Your aim is met. That is, you want rest, I give you rest.
Bishop.
Yeah.
Hello, Bishop.
Yeah.
I picked up two things from what you just said.
Yeah.
You said that, and I go back to that. You said, your leadership will be based on truth representation, and it's what your people want is what you're going to do as a representative. It's going to be what your people want. Don't you think that the current representative is doing the same thing, because it doesn't seem to be different from what you're going to do in the legislature? It's about coming back to your people and asking them. If they say we don't want this, you go back and say my people don't want it, so I'm going to stick with what my people said. That's one. Two, your school, have you had your teachers protesting? And if yes, is it not because you have a lot of people on scholarship who are not paying anything, and that burden now comes back to you and you can't pay your teachers? And you think it's okay because all of the other schools in the district are faced with that same problem? As a lawmaker, is that a good record you're going to the legislature with?
Thank you very much. Talking about the lawmaker,
as a person who wants to be a lawmaker,
talking about,
because if you run a school, you must be able to pay your teachers.
I'm coming now. I have gotten your question very well. Talking about the lawmaker doing what people want to do. That's not what you're doing.
Coming now. I have gotten your question very well. Talking about the lawmaker doing what people want to do. That's not what you're doing. I have visited the district since 2017 up to now. There are communities in the district that are still crying for water. Farm-borne water. I get a record of that happening. I can still say to you, including on our Sako Institute, the lawmaker had never called any of us who are still older to report to us what he has been doing in the cabinet building. Wow, so he is not doing it. That's why he can be retired. Talking about teachers on protest, there is no record in District 16 that mission for today, the Republican Memorial Institute teachers ever went on go-slow or strike. No way. It is a political joke around here. Because they feel that the name is a big name and they want to use it as a credit to have on it. I agree We all have no confidence. Nobody in this report has said that I have a problem. But they were still paid. Our teacher never protested for pay. I know there were times the pay was delayed, but they were still paid. That I can say for sure.
Thank you, sir.
Never been a protest.
Thank you. Let's come back to you.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, and heard the caller, and two of them said, your studio gear have to be prepared. I don't know when it. I don't know.
You got it too.
Yeah. So I don't know when it talks about preparedness. I don't know, because I was not the one that talked about I have scholarship. It was Bishop Konto. I was just telling Titi how I'm going to empower the young people through education, and internally how much we can raise and how we will advocate and rally around this company, and even into in the legislature as well, and even internationally. That's why I said. And someone told me that they are not seeing me in the drainages cleaning. I really don't like haphazard and programs and things that you will continuously do.
The question was, have you ever contributed to
yes
as such?
Yes, he said, what up, he has not seen me there, but I have contributed.
Where did you make
how did you contribute?
I have contributed, when the community wants to get the drainage clean, they will ask for the assistance and we will contribute.
So you don't have a structure in the district. Who does that? As how does the community ask the question?
If I say structure, I mean the administrative structure that the representative will always report to or rely on for good decision making and policy making. So the community have our own structure. Yes, I know, but they're supposed to be represented on the administrative structure.
And they told you they're not represented.
No, there's no structure, in fact. So, okay. And how would it be?
How much have you contributed to drainage?
It's as a community team player, as a public figure. You just don't jog down every little things you do for people because you want to come in the public space.
It's election time. You have to say.
But that is why I'm saying the district I'm running in, the district know what I have done. And if you go to the district, the name Franklin Circle is a hustle name. I want to come.
This is not your district, but we're listening to you in this district. So it's incumbent upon you to tell us what you're doing. Don't you think we need that information also?
I have sponsored young people from secondary school to university in my own weak way. I have blessed through the blessing of God with the position He have given me. I have blessed so many family that are breadwinner that have food on their table.
Okay.
So there's nothing.
So I take that as your parting comment, right?
Oh.
Yeah, we're out of time.
So I want to say thank you for this invitation, and I'm honored by that. And I want to say, come October 10, 2023, the name Franklin or J. Franklin Circle II will be the next representative of district number 16.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Bishop, under 1 minute, can you give us your parting comments, please?
Thank you for the invite. To all my Muslim neighbors, let no one tell you that Bishop Konto is against your faith. All my Muslim neighbors on the radio, and as no one tell you that Bishop Konto I'm not going at the house as you know me as Bishop on the radio. And I speak anybody. I'm not going at the house as Bishop Konto to fight against Muslims. I'm going to represent the interests of the district and the level of large. So everyone under the sound of my voice, Bishop Konto is the only alternative for a better district. And an independent law and tell that president this is wrong, and we should do it the right way.
Are you going as an independent again?
If it is against Liberia, I'm against whoever right way brings it. If it is for Liberia, I'm for it. Yes. If it is against Liberia, I'm against it. Whoever brings it. Thank you, and God bless you. If it is not for Liberia, it is yes. If it is for Liberia, for the call march of our country. Thank you, and God bless you.
Are you going on as independent? I heard you say you're going there as an independent lawmaker. So you are on the Unity Party ticket.
But I'm saying as you bring independent human judgment, that my party brings an issue that it is in the interest of Liberia, I'm for it. If it is against the interest of Liberia, even though I'm on the ticket, the interest of Liberia, I'm for it. If it is against the interest of Liberia, even though I'm on a ticket,
even though you agree that you're supporting Joseph Walker because that position was nominal position, but you're saying now that, and you say whatever the president wants is what's gonna happen. But when you go there, you will be an independent lawmaker. Thank you so much, Bishop Kanto, for taking up your time to. But you're trying to make it look like it's not the reality. So that is not going to happen when you get there. You're not going to do what the president doesn't want you to do. You're definitely going to do what Joseph Walker wants you to do if he was to win election. So that's the reality.
We have to agree to that. No, be a lawmaker that will say yes because the president says so. I will say no to that.
How are you going to do that when you say whatever the president says? What happens? Okay, Bishop. Thank you so much for joining us this evening on Open Conversation.
That's why we are bringing new breed of leaders into leadership.
How do you put new old wine in new butter?
No.
How possible is that? Maybe you should have just gone independent. But anyway, our time is up. Our time is up, Bishop. Bishop, our time is up. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. We appreciate your coming on the show, Mr. Saka. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you, Washington.
Great. So thank you so much. We will be here tomorrow, God willing, with another edition of Open Conversation, which promises to be great. We will be putting a spotlight on district number 3. We talk to you when we talk to you.
It's a goodbye. Goodbye.
From the east to the west, north to the south, let's come together as one. They say united we stand, divided we fight. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget that. You from Lower Country, you from Maryland.